Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And I do think that we are ready to start. And we have two amazing speakers today, Evgeny Shvarov, and I know that we've been delaying his presentation a couple of times, and I'm happy to say we are starting this session, this roundtable with his presentation. And also we have Louis speaking for us today, and he has a nice topic. I think it's very timely because we just announced a next programming contest, and it's going to be Java programming contest. And yeah, I hope his presentation also will be um, useful for you. All right, so I'm giving the floor to Evgeny. Evgeny, how are you? Are you ready?
Hi, Olga. Hi, everyone. Yes, I'm ready, but yeah, actually, I'm happy to give the floor to Louis because, yes, as you mentioned, we have a contest that is around the corner that is Java related. So maybe we could start from that. So
okay, as you wish, Evgeny. I am ready.
yeah. So yes, let's. If if there are no objections, let's give the floor to Louis because you have me a lot. So, but Louis, it's your time. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Louis,
Good.
please.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Evgeny. Let me share my screen because I want to share just a short presentation on PPT. Wait, okay. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, well, I'm going to do a little summary about what is the Java language. We are going to start with what is Java in the world. Well, as you can see, Java it's an island of Indonesia. You can imagine everybody that's tried to look some information about the Java island, Googling Java. For this occasion, we are going to do the opposite. We are going to show first the country or the island, and after this, we are going to present the language. Well, after this stupid joke, we can ask where is Java in the program language world, in the programming language world. As you can see here in this line chart, this is based on the PYPL, Popularity of Programming Language. And for 2023, the position of Java is the second position of preferred programming language, just after Python. So you can imagine that Java is a language developed about in 2006. It's more than 25 years of life for a language, and to remain in the second position, it's a great news for Java. I know that for the developers, we usually go to the last technology. We love the the last language, the the last idea. So yes, for a language to remain in the second position after 26 years is a totally success. Why Java is so popular? Well, it's really easy to understand. You have a huge community of developers working with Java. So you will get support for any problem that you can find in your project. So it's the performance of Java, it's sufficient for most of the scenarios. Well, Java maybe is not the fastest language of programmation. Maybe there are better solutions for some kind of problems, but usually the performance is sufficient of Java. Well, the learning curve maybe it's a bit difficult if we compare maybe with JavaScript or another kind of language, but it's not very difficult to learn. At the end, you have a bunch of resources to start with multiple courses and different libraries that you can use to learn. So it's assumable. They have a very good security about a bunch of libraries to secure your applications, and you have a huge universe of libraries and frameworks. So always it's a good a good options to start a project using Java. What is the summary for Java? Well, Java is our German Shepherd. It's usually the German Shepherd is not the fastest dog, it's not the strongest dog, but it's good in every different skills that you can look for a dog, and in this case, for a programming language. Well, after this short presentation, I would like to show you one of the workshops that I created for the community. It's this project is uploaded on the Open Exchange, so you will find the title of this project is Workshop Performance. The original goal of this project is to test the performance of different databases, but the core of this project is developed in Java. It's a Java web application using Spring Boot as framework and connecting with different databases. Sorry, I don't know if someone has said something. Any question? Any idea? We have any Java developers among the participants today?
Guys, feel free to unmute and speak, or if you're not comfortable to speak, you can just put your answers in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any questions in the chat, so you can continue, I guess.
Okay, great. Well, as I was telling, this project is developed using a Spring Boot framework to create a web application based on Java, and with different JDBC library to connect to different databases. You can see here on Open Exchange the README with all the explanation about the project, how to deploy it. I will explain more in detail. But in this case, it's a test for 3 types of databases: MySQL, PostgreSQL, and Iris database. Here you will see how to deploy all the project, but let's go to see how to configure our project, our Java project, to work with Docker. Well, it's working with Docker and Docker Compose. As you can see here, I created this project as a Java project in Visual Studio. So by default, it created to me these folders, src. And I use Maven to define the libraries that I'm going to use and to help me to create and deploy the WAR files. Well, you can see here all my code. In this case, I am using, if we check the POM file, you will see all the description about my project. The Spring Boot libraries that I am using to create easily in an easily way this project. You can see the Spring Boot starter and all the necessary, and the libraries that I am using for this case. Just a detail about the InterSystems JDBC Maven library. By default, at least when I did this project, the library, it wasn't uploaded to the Maven page, to the Maven repository. So I had to install in my local Maven repository. So if you are going to work with this JDBC library, you will need to install the library in your local repository of Maven, just to work with it. Okay, with the definition of the libraries, you can start to create your Java project. In this case, as I said before, this is a web application, so I have one controller, and well, all the definition of the web application using Spring Boot. Well, once you have finished to create your project and it's compiling, I define my Docker Compose file, defining all the services that I am going to use. In this case, one for its databases, Here you can see the definition of Iris databases with the ports. And I want to deploy my Java application as a web application. So I need, in this case, I choose as application server the Apache Tomcat. So I just declare here as a service a Tomcat service, where I define the Docker file, and I define the volumes where is located my project compiled. You can see here the WAR file generated using Maven. You can see here in the README how to create your WAR file. If we go to the definition of the Tomcat Docker file, you can see that it's really simple to use. It's just to declare the application, the application server, in this case Tomcat, the latest version, and just to copy the file into our Docker image. And after that, we just need to start our Apache Tomcat. If we go to the definition of Iris, in this case, we are just using this Iris instance as a database. So you will find the declaration. In this case, I was using this version of Iris community. Yeah, well, I just launched some queries, some inserts, some creation of databases for my project. And with this definition, by default, my Docker deploy this Iris instance and create all the databases, the schemas, and the tables that I require for my project. We can check, if you want, how to open a connection with the database from the Java project. In this case, we define the data source factories. We are importing our Iris JDBC library data source. We look for our Iris data source, and with the username, the URL connection to our instance, and the password that we are going to use. It's extremely easy. You just need to declare an object of this class, Iris data source. You create your instance this class, and define the parameters to the for the connections. With this configuration, we just need to invoke the method for the connection, define the query that we want to execute, and as a common connection object, launch the query for our database. Well, so we have, once we have finished this, all this code, we just need to define the Docker file, the Docker compose, and deploy all together in our Docker. We can do an example. Docker compose B. You can see how all the images are being imported in our Docker, and they will be deployed. I think that we have some message in our chat. Okay. Evgeny informing about the programming contest. Any question about this project, or do you want to see something in detail? Nothing? Well,
This is all interesting, Luis. Please continue.
Yeah, great. Well, as you can see, it will take some time to create all our schemas and databases. I usually include for this kind of workshops an adminer to check the different databases. Well, it's not necessary in your case. we have created all our images, and we can deploy it. As you can see, it's extremely fast. If we check our Docker desktop, sorry, I didn't want to touch this one. Okay, we have our Tomcat application deployed. This is an Spring Boot application, so you will see always this diagram here. And you can see that we have deployed without problems. If you want to test this project, in this case, it will execute a bunch of inserts and queries, but you can find here a Postman JSON file that you can import in your Postman and launch against the project. So that's all for me for this Java project. You have any question, how to create the Word or whatever, you can send me an email, whatever you need.
Louis, quick question before everyone starts. It's called performance.
Yes.
So what about performance?
It was the performance of the databases. The idea was to test the performance for the inserts and the selects.
So did you test it? So how fast is it?
Dmitry, you can't ask.
Please do it online. Why not? Yeah. Let's see.
One good note, one interesting note about this performance testing. So you have inserts and JDBC InterSystems JDBC driver by default working in so name it fast inserts mode. In which case, yeah, it will be quite fast insert, but the thing is why? Because it doesn't have any validation. So you have to be like you have to know what exactly you are inserting, and you have to be sure that this data is supposed to be in this format. So without conversion, so like custom types, it may not work as expected. So fast inserts, yeah, it's much faster, but it works differently than ordinary inserts.
But that would be a problem for another databases too. Okay, let me show the article in the community where you can see the different performance about the inserts and all these different tests. You can see here in this article explain all the project with the different databases and the different tests. You can see here an example of the results of 100 inserts, 1,000, 10,000, and 20,000.
So I suppose to be fair in this test, we have to switch off fast insert feature, which is just by default. So because it's just not fair testing, I would say.
Well, in this case,
and yeah, I see a few points where I will send you pull requests. I'll fix some things, and we'll send you some pull requests.
Another quick,
Right.
yeah, another quick question. Luis, do you use XCP technology here, or which interface of Java to Iris?
It's just GDBC, plain
GDBC.
GDBC.
But XCP runs over GDBC also. I mean, too.
Hi,
So
Evgeny.
different.
This is Guillaume. I
there
guess
you go.
under the hood, Fast Insert is using XCP.
Mm.
No, not exactly.
That's what I've read.
No, I don't think so. I saw how it's working, so I don't see XCP. As I understand, XCP it's just a different. It's another side from another side. It just it's kind of like embedded Python. This kind of way.
Yeah, with shared memory if we need, and so on.
Yeah.
And we have a question. Yeah, Evgeny, can you please?
There are a few questions. Yeah, Oля, sorry, interrupting you. First is from Errol Oxner. Will be given. Yes, about the recording to the session. I think, as Olga mentioned, there will be recording and it will be available, right? Oля?
Yes, correct.
Yes, and Yuri Gomez is asking.
It's running on the
databases are running with the same number of cores and RAM memory.
Yes, indeed, they are running on the same Docker instance, so it's the same condition for its container, I guess. So I didn't change any configuration.
Just default behavior.
Sorry, Dimitri?
I mean, suppose you use just default behavior,
yes.
So it will be like just by default.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And Iris is defaulted too?
Yes. I didn't touch any configuration, so.
Just so you take from scratch and what you get, yeah?
Exactly. Yeah. I didn't make up the installation of Iris.
Yeah. I wish maybe in some future there will be like MMA between database experts, like data admins that will compete in performance, that like MySQL against or Postgres, Oracle against Iris, I don't know. So, like using all the like available configs and options.
I would like to test with Hibernate or another JPA library, just for curiosity about the performance.
Actually, Hibernate, as far as I know, there is a community project.
Yeah, so Yuri made Hibernate community. I helped him a bit to test it. So it's also possible. So and with so Hibernate community available on Maven, so it will be quite easy to install. And the PR I mentioned that I wanted to provide is we have a community. We have a place for JDBC drivers on GitHub, and we can install it from there Maven way as well. So we can add a few more lines in POM XML, which will allow to install JDBC driver on the fly as any other drivers without manual work, as Luis mentioned.
Yes, Evgeny paste the OpenXSense project. I will show you.
And additionally, I made one more project for Java as well. Which is it? Liquibase, yeah. Liquibase, it's also very powerful web framework, and it's also now got support for Iris.
Great.
Yeah, thank you, Dmitry. I'm also sharing this in the chat. Liquibase. Oh, yeah, you shared it. Okay. Yeah, any more questions to Luis and about Java, because we are having Java contest right around the corner. Maybe anyone want to share the experience with Java, any caveats, any maybe findings? I'm all personally curious about Kotlin, whether we need some like special helper libraries that use Kotlin.
In Kotlin, all Java stuff working quite well. So if someone aware about Kotlin, how to use Kotlin, so they probably will manage to use any Java stuff easily.
Yeah, and Guillaume also shared Quarkus with Iris.
Quarkus. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Guillaume. All right, any more questions and experience sharing about Java? By the way, speaking about the contest, we are going to introduce bonus to use Hibernate dialect and Liquibase. So if you use it in your applications in this contest, you'll get some bonuses.
Yeah, I was wrong. Quarkus, it's a powerful web framework. Liquibase, it's a SQL migrator. It's used so in case like Luis showed plain SQL in big applications, you need more control over it, so you have a way to versionize it, so it will be in a separate folders in which version, create change, if you like add fields, add indexes, remove, and so on. So Liquibase help with this migration process, and actually can be used not only for Java-based application, but just as a separate tool for SQL migrations.
Thank you, Dima. I also have a quick question regarding the Java. So, Luis, thank you for showing this remarkable example. But my question is about deployment, and I know that we switched from Oracle JDK to OpenJDK, right? And so when we want to deploy it to a customer, like for example, customer has the Iris installed, or we have like Iris deployed in the cloud. What about JDK? Should the developer or like DevOps engineer bother about JDK to deploy it, or what are the options if it goes with Iris? What's how it works?
Maybe I can explain it. So the thing is that so this is application deployment, and it's outside of Iris. Iris used as a database, and Java, it's enterprise level applications, quite big. So Luis showed one of the ways of deploying Java application using Tomcat server. So it's entirely big, like, container next to Iris, so it's running separately. And yes, for most Java applications, you will need to use separate container if it's containerized environment, or entirely like if it's just a standalone server without containerization. Yeah, it just uses often Tomcat server or whatever alternative is possible for your application. Like Quarkus, as I remember, is itself as a server as well. So, and it also Kubernetes ready. So it's Kubernetes kind of first the framework. So it's supposed to be as a separate container running on a Quarkus environment. About Oracle JDK, OpenJDK, it's not big difference. Both of them, actually, it's much more than just OpenJDK and Oracle JDK, because it's OpenJDK, it's open source. We have multiple realizations, builders of Java JDK, GRE, Java runtime environments. And it can be made by Microsoft, even built, prepared, by some others. So we have right now around 5 or 6 different builders, different versions of builded Java runtime environments. I don't know about the differences between of them, but mostly shouldn't be a problem. With Oracle JDK, the thing is from some version, you have supposed to have a license for running Java application on it. So that's why this migration kind of needed. So Oracle JDK is a bit bigger. They have some more enterprise features, but in most cases it's not needed and can be run on OpenJDK. So just select framework, select server between Tomcat or Quarkus and so on, and run it in a separate container. Yeah. I suppose I hope that answered it.
And we have one more question from Yuri. Evgeny, go ahead, please.
Yeah, the question from Yuri is whether will Iris support the most recent versions of Java.
If we have anyone who can answer.
We don't have product managers here on the call, so I'm just not able to. I don't have an answer, but we will transfer this question, and you are completely welcome to answer, to raise it on the community. So because it's a fair question.
Mm-hmm.
So any more questions to Luis? Luis, thank you for really bringing Java to the round table. I hope this is not the last time you bring it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. If there are no any more questions, so I can start. Maybe we have. Yeah, we have the answer that Java 8 is compatible with the Java 11 and 17. Yeah, okay. So if there are no any more questions, I could maybe start another topic, which is embedded Python. No objections. Let's move,
and we can then
let's maybe at least start this. So
yeah,
it's not very much time to yet. Yeah, but probably I will start it. Quick question. I have a side note if it's not like this one. No, it's okay. So it's some construction nearby. Okay. So what I wanted to share with you is embedded Python and how to use package manager, InterSystems package manager to deploy it. And I like today's Luis presentation. I will share my screen. So yeah, I have some slides for you too. Yes, and can you see my screen? Yeah.
Yes.
So I like what Luis was talking about Java, that it is that it's very popular language. So it started a long time ago, and it's very popular, and it's a little bit slow, but still very supported by developers, and maybe along with Java, one of the most popular languages. And yeah, so and since I don't remember for sure, like 2021 in Iris version, it is supported in Iris directly, and it's called this support is called embedded Python. And here are the benefits of Python listed. So what are they? So you can just use Python alone as you use ObjectScript to deal with Iris data. So it's just so there's no need to serialize for serialization. It's almost as fast as ObjectScript with dealing with everything. So you just need you don't need to install it. I mean, you install Iris and it works because Iris now goes with Python too. Yes, and easy to deploy. This is this is what I will show you today. It's easy to deploy with package manager. And yes, everything is easy, and there's no additional communication. So it's like don't need to open additional ports because it works through callins. Yeah. Okay. And before I continue, so yeah, I wanted to ask the audience, who is using embedded Python today? If you can just use this sign.
You can just, I don't know, type plus in the chat.
Or type in the chat, yes, you do this, or you plan
and minus if you're not. No.
Great. I saw only one, but I hope you guys, there are more of you who is using it. Okay. But it is really a lot of examples on community and documentation how to use it and how to make it work, especially with Docker on your laptop. But the question is, okay, so it works perfectly. You made a solution, and it works amazingly in your Docker environment, and everything is great. So, but how to deploy it to a customer? And maybe the most easiest answer, you just need to put. So as an embedded Python solution, you will have a bunch of py files, which are Python code scripts, and you need to put it in a certain place inside Iris folders, and yeah, it's you need to put it in a path, but actually it is situated when you deploy it with yeah, actually you need to put it into a libdir of Iris installation with Python. Yes, so and actually when you do it with package manager, another question: who is using package manager amongst the current audience? Please also do this or type something in chat. Yeah, I see some reaction. Yeah, okay. Yes, some pluses. Thank you. And some minuses, and this is why we having this roundtable, that maybe some so we can discuss this whether it's useful or not. I mean, so maybe you will know something new and helpful. That's why we are doing this, to have some helpful conversations. So in if you use IPM or package manager, you just need to add one line in your module XML manifest. So like to deploy your Iris solution with the package manager, you need to introduce one file, module XML. It's like a manifest. What's your resources? What your solution contains, and to support all the embedded Python stuff, you just add one line. It's command file copy, where first in the name parameter you put where is your Python code is situated, and then in a target you place it in every time in the same place, like $libdir, which is an embedded variable that will point you to a proper place destination of Iris installation and Python. Easy like that. Also, important thing. So often, one of the beauties of Python and also in embedded Python is that there are plenty of Python libs out there, and the largest community out there that are building and supporting these libs. And what is also great about IPM, and there is high probability that in your solution you will use these libraries. And the practice in when you develop Python solution is how to use these libraries how to list the libs that you use is to put them into requirements.txt. And what is great about IPM that if you list the libs necessary for your Python solution in requirements.txt, IPM will just package them also into the package. It delivers this and will also deploy to your target Iris destination, so that they will be deployed as well. This is that convenient and great. So no any additional activities and movements needed to list these modules in module XML. Just make sure that they are in requirements.txt. Okay, let's go to practice and let's show everything that is not only words but some proven facts. Any questions so far, just before I go to demo side? No questions, yeah? Okay. What I will use, it's Open Exchange again. So, okay. On Open Exchange, we have a bunch of Python examples and modules, and there is a Iris embedded Python template, which you can clone to your laptop or use this as a template to your own application. So I will not repeat this. I will just open VS Code where I have it already cloned. And this is a Iris embedded Python cloned here on my laptop and opened in VS Code. What we can see here inside, what exactly here? Actually, this is a very simple development environment, but ready for a Python developer to use all the features of Iris and to let Iris developer use embedded Python in all the types of usage. And what we have here is like a sample file and Iris app files, two Python files. And if we check what is in sample, here we can see that like a few functions that talk to Iris. This is just a module that we will import to Iris and demonstrate the usage of this Python model. This is from here. So we have another srcdc Python object script file where we have, for example, module hello that calls persistence Python import method sample, and actually with this it imports this sample file, sample py module, and then calls its hello method, which literally does like returns the world. I mean, this simple demonstration how to import modules and from Python from within object script, right? And this is one way of using. So you can call Python from Iris. You can another way of using Python is to code Python methods in object script like UDL classes. So you can have classes UDL like object script, but with methods which are written in Python. So instead of object script. But also you can just don't use any object script at all, and you can you can just code in Python for communicating with Iris. For this, you need to import Iris model, which is embedded, which is a model that lets you refer to Iris classes like here, class CLS. Like test. So when we have this module that demonstrates all this functionality, like it calls classes methods, it calls some functions, and it instantiates instances of Iris objects. So yeah, let's see if this all works. So actually what I did, so I already started this Docker file, so I can restart, but believe me, this is what so I will just not reproduce it. So let's see if that this is working. So for example, we can call this hello. Yeah, and it returns a world, which comes from here. Yeah, and we also can do some sophisticated. This demonstrates some the usage of NumPy and pandas from here because it calculates some min age. So let's do that. Yeah, so this is demonstration of using Python libs from within object script. And let's how to use okay, how to use Python Iris from within Python. Okay, let me. Okay, so. Yes, so we can just yes, we can call this. We need to import this function to. So what I started here, I started a Python interpreter, right? This run in embedded Python, and then I imported function create rect, and so we can use it here in Python. So we created and use a record in Iris, and we can it returned its ID, and then we can print this record back. So we cannot, because actually it says it's not defined because we need to import it first. And now it works. So it shows, like, if you're familiar with object script, it shows your ORF information. Perfect. It works on my laptop. So now let's deploy it. And here for deployment, we will demonstrate. Any questions so far, like for the development with embedded Python? All good? For deployment, we will just run a simplest ever we need to open terminal. I have it. Okay. And here is the simplest ever. So I'll open a new shell just to start everything from scratch. I have a line to start Iris on your laptop if you have Docker installed. So I will even share it with you with the chat. Yeah, if we can find it. Yeah, because I really like what is really simple. So this, if you run it in your terminal on Mac, it will start Iris for you immediately, and pulls the latest community edition. Yeah, Iris image. So okay, we have it up and running, and then another very simple line to start Iris session. Yeah, so we have it. Okay, so you can go with me if you want. And yeah, let's start. Let's install this Python module. And before like I'll install it. I remember I told that in order to deploy this embedded Python solution, you need to add file copy line into module XML. Yes, here is in this project, we have module XML. We can open it on remote. Yes, so to demonstrate. Yes. Yeah, it's very simple module. It says, okay, we need to collect DC Python package for object script, and also let's collect all the Python application, which is here. It can be named Python by accident. So actually it could be like your embedded Python solution, whatever. But the target is $libdir Python every time. And yeah, so I have it, and now if I install this package, and the name of this package is Iris Python template. If I install this package in a terminal, yes, in a terminal. Oh, sorry. Simple like that. Yes, it will install also all the packages listed, Python packages listed in requirements txt. Yes, it's installed, and now I can try this exercises I did with like here. So that, okay, we have this test something. Let's call this hello world. First, import sample module and runs the model. So let's call it here. Yeah, you see it's working. So it's installed Python model in this clear Iris, and it's working. So we can test any like usage of also modules installed via requirements txt. It's working too. And let's also try to use to call Python to work with Python, and here we can import this create rec lib, and then create and then create record. Yeah, it's created, and yes, we need to also sorry, we need, if we want to print it, we need to import print method, and yeah, we can run it. Yet it works. So it works on a clear fresh Iris. That's it, and I hope that was clear. And we have only, as Olga says, only 3 minutes to discuss, but we can discuss it, like maybe continue some next roundtable. Any questions so far? So my whole message was that please consider using IPM, InterSystems Package Manager, to deploy your embedded Python solution, because this is very easy and productive.
Thank you, Evgeny. Any questions? We do have a couple of minutes more. So no more questions?
And maybe could you raise your this or that if you will use IPM with embedded Python, if you consider using it?
A question to the audience. Why you don't use Python yet? Yet was from myself.
Any reasons why not using Python?
Yeah. Feel free to speak.
No reasons. I mean, so so is it like a learning curve? So Guillaume is one interesting comment from Ben Speed that I can do everything I need with ObjectScript. Fair enough.
Yes, that's the main issue, like in our community right now. But when we will have more people, more young people joining Iris from customers, I think we will get more. I hope we will get more and more Python, Java, or whatever developers. So that's my hope. And less ObjectScript developers.
Thank you, Dima. One of the reasons why I use Python is that AI is entering our day-to-day routine as developers more and more. And the majority of AI like libs that developers can use, they are written in Python. So there is high probability that we will all use Python someday. So yeah.
Benjamin Debo today on a community wrote that in version 24.1, expecting to get InterSystems version of vectors. And vectors is a part of IML and so on. And in this case, a lot of stuff already implemented in Python. So I hope that it will be attract more usage of Python, embedded Python in Iris.
So Iris could be a backend for a bunch of Python AI libs related to LLM, right?
Yeah, guys, we run out of time, and I guess we need to wrap up because people have to join maybe other meetings as well. But feel free to continue great conversation and future product on developer community. We do have a dedicated now rubric for that, water cooler talk. Feel free to post there anything technology related. And yeah, I hope to see you next time. We will publish recording this week on developer community and global masters. Open for the feedback, for any suggestions for the next roundtables. And yeah, see you soon. Have a great Halloween day.